All right. Relax, breathe, go.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, mind you, I did it twice. I mean, I add on. Okay. I'm sitting here remembering the day my husband and I were waiting for that phone call from the adoption agency. It finally came. We were about to become the proud parents of an 8-pound, 7-ounce little girl. We named her Cece. You see, I had a hard time getting pregnant. The doctor said I had some sort of enzyme in my body that was unable to allow me to have any children. Now, waiting for my friend Betty to call me. Oh, the phone is ringing. Hi, Betty. How are you? I'm so frustrated. You remember my daughter, Cece? Well, she ran away from home, and I know. I should have told her she was adopted. Yes, I called the police. They told me I had to wait 24 hours. Can you believe that? And they started asking me all kinds of questions. I don't know what else to do. I started praying and asking God to protect her. I was so stressed out, I fell asleep. And it came to me in a dream that one day she would come home and that everything would be all right. What? Oh, okay, Betty. I'll talk to you soon. I'll call you. I'll let you know if anything. Bye. God bless.
Okay. So what was the theme that John gave you? Because John gave us all a title.
The title was
Waiting
it
for the
came
phone
it
call.
came to me in a dream that one day she would come home.
Oh, okay.
So I add that to it.
All right.
Because I mentioned the fact that I fell asleep and it came to me in a dream that one day she would come home and that everything would be all right.
Okay.
So I
All right.
added on.
All right, Guadalupe, you next. Remember, you talking to somebody on a phone. So there should be that kind of response. Okay, give me a second.
Soy Juanita de la Luna. Oh, you are cooking this yummy Mexican food. Hmm? Who's coming? Your children. Ah, they're now all so grown up. We have all overcome so much coming to this country. You know, I remember when your 5 children had to cross the border and you have a friend who went to get them. But first, you did come on your own, walking in the desert with a coyote. Mm, ¿Sabes? The other day, my father and I took a walk by the riverside. And yeah, we did talk about how we got here crossing the Rio Grande, where it was so much easier to cross. Yeah, my family worked at the fields in California. We became part of the Chicano movement. Ah, but then we also talk stories about the old country. Yeah, I know you are from Puebla. I am from Nometepec. Uh, we run away from violence in Ometepec. The families were always killing all each other to defend themselves for venganza. Costeños are so peleoneros. Mhm. And you know, I think because our descendants were cimarrones, running away slaves who were seeking to be free. I know, you are from Puebla, coming from pueblos indígenas. And it's so great that you brought all these traditions with you. Do you remember when we and other Mexican friends started the tradition of the Dia de los Muertos? My God, and now it's a whole national tradition. And another thing I told my father, I was so proud to be called Juanita after him, Juan. He is a peaceful, a poet. You know, one thing that it was very important for me is that he introduced me to Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz. Oh, did you remember her too? Uh, yeah. Do you remember that, my God, in the 1600s, uh, she dared to confront the church. Mhm. And you know what I always use of her work is to those people, those guys that were always harassing me. And I would tell them, hombres necios que acusáis a la mujer sin saber, sin sol voice, lo mismo que acusáis. You too? You know, I think just about all the Mexican women I know, they have Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz has a model to defend us. Yeah. And here we are. We have come a long way. Now, isn't that nice that the Spanish is the second language to this country? Yeah, we have finally come to belong to this country, but never forget who we are and where we come from. Okay, okay. Ciao, senor. Bye bye, adios, bye.
Excellent, Guadalupe. Excellent, much better. Excellent. Because we could see the imaginary friend who you were talking to. So it was that connection of back and forward. Good, good.
It goes your direction.
Oh, thank you. All right. I'm trying to give Sally time to
I
get
know.
before I start mine because I've been videoing both of you.
Oh,
I didn't tell you because I want you to be more relaxed.
mm,
This way I'm documenting that we're together, we're doing stuff, so I can show the before and the
and
after,
the after. Right.
okay? Because when we do this, I'm gonna try to, I don't know, I'm gonna play with this thing to see if I can have us like all in different squares at one time. And then like you would go and then Guadalupe will go and then Carolyn would go and then I would go. So we have this going spontaneously once we finish, all
Mhm.
right?
That sounds
So
good.
I don't know what's going on with her. I don't want to start the video. I mean, it's still videoing, but I don't want to start my piece and then she comes in the middle of it.
Oh, I
I'm
see what you're
saying to
saying. Yeah.
myself, I thought, I hope she don't come in the middle of Guadalupe's, because she's gonna come in and say hi and all of that. So I wanted to wait. So let me find out. Let me just call her and find out what's going on. Because it's 3:30. We do got another hour.
Wouldn't it be better if you just give it to her over the phone and she could write it down and get on?
She has it. That's what I did.
Oh, okay.
I did. I just did that just now. So this way she could write it down. Because, I think she's having the problem. I think Guadalupe had it one time. When she was trying to get on, they said Leona's in another meeting. I said, well, otherwise, she must be got the wrong thing to come on. So that's why I sent it to her.
Mm.
Because every time you set up, like this is a recurring meeting, right? So I got the same one I'm trying to use all the time for everybody.
Right.
But you could switch up and then it'll be a whole nother code.
Mm.
So I'm trying to stick with just the same code.
Right.
I got it occurring next week, the week after, on every Thursday. I'll switch it back to 3:30 if that's best for everybody. You
Yeah,
know?
because I think that's what threw everybody off.
Yeah, I think that threw everybody off. But Carolyn is looking for an apartment. Carolyn
Mm.
needs to find somewhere to live.
Yeah.
Okay, so I bet she's gonna come on once I start mine.
What can you do?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna start mine. So, hey girl, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Nakiba? What y'all doing? What? Hold up, girl. What you saying? They talking about me. Why they all look? I don't know what y'all want me to be. What y'all want? You want me to change my hair, my looks, my voice, my walk? What y'all want? I'm tired of you bees talking about me. I can't be nobody but myself. This is the way Father God made me. Look, when I was a child, I was always misunderstood. And everybody always wanted me to be something else. But I was always a creative child. So I was always bullied. That's right, bitch, I was bullied. And I'm tired of it, Nakiba. You better tell them just, to calm down. But I had a mother that encouraged me to be myself. There was a lady named Noble who allowed me to be my creative self. So what y'all all want me to be, Nakiba? A AKA, a Delta? So what y'all want me to do? Change the color of my hair? Look at my clothes. They don't always match. Sometimes I use colorful language, you damn right. And sometimes I like to take a hit of that old Jack Daniels. So I'm asking you, Nakiba, what the hell y'all want me to be? Because I'm gonna be me till the day I die. Y'all can kiss. Bye. So I changed it a little bit. I tried to be a little bit more.
I noticed. Yeah. You got little ghetto there.
Yeah, Carolyn said she liked it better when I was trying to be a collie bee. Mm-hmm. Because I wasn't being me. Because that's not me.
No.
And that's the whole purpose of not being me. So I add a little bit of this in there.
Yeah, get a little ghetto there, a little this, a little that. That was good.
Okay. So what do you think, Guadalupe?
I really like your speech. It's like a dance. Goes this way and goes that way and explodes a little bit. You know, you get us engaged.
Okay.
Because of that flow, that rhythm flow.
That rhythm. Yeah, I mean, I left some stuff out, but I meant to do that because if I'm talking on the phone to somebody, I gotta, especially if I'm changing it to that Bronx ghetto girl. Mm-hmm. You bitches can kiss my ass, So, all right. So I still got some more work to do on that. I don't know what's going on with her, but
what happened with Carol?
Carolyn was on her way home when she texted. She said, "I'm on my way home." Now she finally finished hers. She did her research. Mm-hmm. Now her research was based on talking to Miss Sally. Miss Sally is a breast cancer survivor. Mm-hmm. And then her friend, who was a breast cancer survivor, and her friend, from what I'm getting from her, she was in denial in the beginning. She wasn't going for treatment. Okay? Just like the young lady that I was talking about, my friend in Atlanta, Georgia, she had cancer. I think it was ovarian. Okay, you're running out of time. I don't understand how I'm running out of time and I'm paying $14. So what I'm gonna have to eventually do is figure this out, because what time is it now? Because I shouldn't be running out of time.
I think they only give you 40 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm paying $14 a month to have more time.
So you need to.
but there's also the other Zoom, which is on the Google. So maybe that's the one I have more time for.
Mm.
Okay, because you know they're gonna cut us off in another 9 minutes, so it's like I'm only getting a barely like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
That means we have to come back on again.
Yeah, so you know I'm
All
gonna
right.
fix that. By next week, I'm gonna fix that. I don't think Miss Sally's gonna be coming on.
No, I don't think so. So what do you want us to do? You want us
No,
to
I'm
come
gonna-
back on again?
No, what I'm gonna do, because we all read our stuff. I think we didn't get a chance to critique each other. I think Guadalupe, it really hit it on the nail this time because
Okay.
she was talking to somebody and we saw the relationship. You moved more and got more information in there to talk,
Okay.
all right? But if you're losing a child or a child is running away, I should see or hear more emotion.
Okay. Got it.
You understand what I'm saying? If
Mhm.
my one of my daughters ran away from me, I'm whatever, or lost,
I
I'm
will
gonna be
be
a little bit more emotional.
Okay.
very, very
Got it.
emotional.
Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what it is. But I'm gonna get to you guys. I don't know what's going on with her. Carolyn, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I got you and Denise. I worked with you and Denise. I will be sending you some stuff to work on
Okay.
to be in character, because I think the more that we do characterizations, the better it's going to make us better actors in the characters that we will soon to develop this whole thing.
Okay.
All right, ladies, love you all. I'm gonna
Love you
just
too.
You know what?
what, honey?
Really think about, because I even think there would be some choreographers or some technological women that would like to work with women.
Right.
And I know being a women's group, mind you, most of us, right now, we're all seniors. It's even a plus.
Yeah.
It's really a plus.
Right. It
So,
is.
because how many senior women groups are there, you know?
Yeah, because you go down to one in Lincoln Center, right?
Hmm.
And with those ladies down there, I'm glad to find out there are other women fully involved and stuff. I don't know what they do. You think any of them would be interested in coming in with our group?
I don't, I don't really know. I only know the theater group. I mean the poetry group,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they are into poetry like
More
that.
poetry than anything.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, ladies. Um, I'm gonna let you go. I will fix this by next week. What I think it is that I'm hooked up on two situations. One on my computer, which only gives me 40 minutes. And then I'm a member, you know, the Zoom membership on the thing where I'm paying for it and I'll have more time. I gotta just work that out.
Okay.
All right, blessings.
Blessings to you, honey.
Denise, you can't make it next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, what, when does the fourth fall? Because I gotta go to get my second shot. Hold on, let me pull up a calendar real fast.
It's the fourth, I think.
Yeah, it's the fourth for next week.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're right. I get my shot on the second. So if Carolyn and you and Miss Sally can make it, we'll meet.
I will.
Okay.
I will be here.
All right, honey. Blessings, y'all.
Okay.
Let me stop this
Okay. Take
video.
care.
All right.